So yes, we are in Camps Bay, as you can see, and that's because this car gives you that luxe feel. It really is it reminds me of an Evoque, and I don't want to say that, but it does. And it costs 527 odd thousand rand at the moment. This is the Toyota CHR, and it's, yeah, you don't see many of them on the road, but it's a very nice car. If this is your first time watching, my name is Fakier and welcome to my channel. Now yes, you do see a few of these on the road. I wouldn't use the word popular, but I mean it's not of the most popular Toyota cars that you see on the road. You see more of the RAVs, but even though the RAV has changed its entire body, I would still say that this car has a kind of more premium look for me. That's my personal opinion. It starts also at around 430 odd thousand rand, depending on which vehicle you purchase. There's those sensors. I will get into a little bit later. But this is the 1.2 liter turbo. They are all 1.2 liter turbo engine CVT, and this one specifically is the luxury model. And luxury because it has all of the bells and whistles. Now looking at power, we're looking at 85 kilowatts of power, 185 Newton meters of torque, and I can definitely say that the car doesn't feel sluggish, and I'm sure it's that turbocharged engine that obviously gives it a little bit of a boost. Now as you can see on the exterior, you've got 18-inch alloy wheels and it looks absolutely stunning. This being the luxury model, on the top of the range you've got that black roof, and I absolutely adore the entire look of this vehicle. We've got LED daytime running lights on the front, and then you've also got LEDs on the back. And I mean overall you can see that this car is kind of like a more, I would say, kind of more stylish vehicle. Now talking about styling, we can see that this car has the electric side mirrors, which is obviously kind of cool, but it also has this beam or LED light at night. As you can see, it gives off the CHR branding and Toyota lights, and so that's very kind of smart for me. I think that's a very nice finish. And then also on the outside you can see that you've got this kind of different door handles compared to the normal door handles on the front of the vehicle. Now talking about internals, you know about the engine, I might as well get into consumption. Fuel consumption is listed, I think the spec sheet says basically 6.4 liters per 100 kilometers, but I'm actually getting around 8.3, 8.2 on average, which is, yeah, it's pretty decent. I would say I am definitely quite happy with this car. I think because it's a 1.2 liter, of course, that's why I would say it seems much more economical than expected, especially for such a big SUV. I am absolutely crazy for this car. I must say the legroom at the back, however, is not so spacious, but let's talk about the interior. You've got leather interior on this car. It says partial leather, but for me, I mean, it feels like genuine leather across the entire interior. As you can see in the front, we've also got this leather dashboard, which the dash actually feels very premium. A full leather steering wheel, which also feels very premium. We've also got your for safety, you've got your ABS and electric power steering, and it feels, I mean, that electric power steering really gives it that I don't know, I want to say it drives almost like a Fortuner, because it really gives me that kind of feel. Not only just sitting in the car, but also the quality of drive is amazing. Now talking about bells and whistles, when we're looking whistles, when you're talking about the interior, you also have heated seats. As you can see, we've got 2 cup holders in the front, and we've also got cup holders in the back, which is on each side of the passenger doors, which is very nice. ISOFIX on both sides of the vehicle, which is of course a big booster. And we're looking at boot capacity, we're only looking at 377 liters of boot capacity. But I must tell you that the real feel is way less. I don't know why, but I think because the car is very suspended, especially looking at that 18-inch alloy wheels, I feel like the car, maybe you expected more boot space. So more bells and whistles, of course, luxury being the name of this car. You've got the cruise control on your steering, of course, and I must say it works pretty nicely. And then you've also got your BMS, am I saying it correctly, or BSM, your blind spot monitors, and that sensor works really cool. So it is BSM, and I think I always enjoy it, especially when you want to overtake, if you're on the long road, or even if you are stuck in traffic. It's a very nice sensor. And there you've got that other thing that always goes off, the lane assist, as well as your park distance control. So that's very nice when you want to hit cruise control, and of course also make sure that you are not going out of lanes, especially for those reckless drivers. Now that all works very well, but then you've also got your infotainment system. I'm not sure exactly how many inches this is, but it's definitely around 9 or 10 inches, and it has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's no wireless charger, which I expected in this car, but it has a 12-volt socket in the front only. And then you've got one USB port. Now that is very little, and it's not USB Type-C, especially what you'd expect for a car in this price segment, definitely, but also being a 2021 model. Now moving on, overall, I mean, I would generally say that this car is a very nice car. I think that I've always wanted to test a Toyota CHR, and I keep wanting to say CRV, or yeah, because of the obviously the different car naming conventions. But I mean, generally, I would say, I wonder what people think when they see me talking to the camera. But I wonder, I actually think that this car is definitely for anybody. If you don't want a RAV, and if you love the way this car looks as much as I do, and you have obviously the money, then definitely this is a very nice car, and it's a good purchase decision because of the fuel consumption. It's 1.2 liter, of course, especially with fuel price, that I always mention in every video. But also the car drives really solid. I took it on Kloof Neck Road, yes, and it was not sluggish, as well as Hospital Bend, which we know is the tester of all cars. And yeah, there's nothing I definitely do not dislike or strongly dislike about the car. There's nothing I even dislike about the car. Now let's take a quick ad break, or something annoying. But if you have watched this far and you didn't click subscribe yet, please go, and no bell icon stuff, you don't have to do that. Click subscribe, and hopefully I'll catch you in my next video.